exclusive insight into the world of Badger athletics. This is Wisconsin Huddle.
Wisconsin, Trench Kahuna.
Here's Andrew Banstra.
Welcome here into Cousins Subs, right next to UW-Madison's campus. It is our brand new location for live tapings of the Wisconsin Huddle, and we are thrilled to be joined this evening by Jason Swarens. Jason, thank you so much for coming here and being our first guest at Cousins Subs.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, and let's get right into it. And the best way to get to know Jason as an athlete is to get to know him as a person. And as always, I guess you foul sometimes in throwing. Jason, we'll get to this, but is a reigning national champion in throwing, so you sometimes foul, right?
Yeah, sometimes in a throw, I mean, you might purposely foul if you just don't want it marked, if you don't need it. Sometimes you just accidentally touch the top of the toe board or touch the outside of the ring, and that's a foul for throwing, so.
Cool. Then we're going to call this two throws in a foul, where we say two things that are true, one thing that's a lie, but the catch is in the audience and you at home, you're going to think all three of these things are true because Jason's going to pretend like they are, and we're going to see if you can snuff out the lie. So the very first thing, and I did just say you're the reigning national champion, so maybe we just know this answer, but you're also the reigning Wisconsin Athletics Male Athlete of the Year, right?
Yep. Me and the female was Casey O'Brien on the hockey team.
Now, Jason, you didn't grow up in Wisconsin, but you are a Bucks, Brewers, and Packer fan, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Indiana, but I'm a diehard Packer fan, and then I support the Brewers and the Bucks. I don't watch them as much as the Packers.
Fair enough. Well, if we can get you behind the Packers, that seems like a really good thing. And the third truth, because remember, all three of these things, of course, are true, would be that you didn't even know throwing was something you could really get into. You're in high school, later in high school, and you just kind of gave it a shot one day, and literally the shot panned out, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. That's for sure right there.
No question about it. No question about it. So maybe we know the answer at home and maybe in the crowd, but we are going to turn it to you. Does anybody have any thoughts whether the first, second, or third of those was the lie? Number two. Okay. Number two being that you're a Packer fan, a diehard Packer fan. Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. We got number three in the back, and that is the correct answer.
Yep.
Throwing was something you knew that you were, at least interested in, right? My understanding is that your mom also threw.
Yeah, she threw at Indiana State, and I always did sports every season. And in middle school, in the spring, I tried track. I tried all the events. I did the 100. They had us do a time trial in the mile. Didn't really like either of those.
Same.
So I just did shot put and a little bit of discus, but not much. Just
Fair
shot
enough.
mainly.
Before we get into all of the incredible things that happened in your decorated career at Wisconsin, what we've got to do is show them a sneak peek into something that they wouldn't see throughout the taping of this show, and it's how you got the people hyped before your big throw, like the one that you did when you won the national title. My understanding is that you have a saying, something like, here we go, and then you kind of get the people clapping a little bit. How do you do that?
Basically, I'll step in the ring, and I won't put the shot on my neck, and I'll stand in the back of the ring and go like, here we go, and I'll clap, and then the people start clapping too, and then I'll start my throw, and then the clap speeds up as I go through my throw.
Oh, that's sweet. So, And the better the timing, the better the throw, maybe?
Yeah, I would say most of the time.
Okay, fair enough.
There's a lot of meets where the timing's good, but there was one meet in A&M, it was not so great. And I was like, after the throws, I looked at Joseph, my teammate, I was like, that was a horrible. the crowd wasn't into that one, but Eugene, Oregon always has a great
I
crowd,
could imagine.
So.
And he did some amazing things in Eugene, Oregon. We're going to dive into just that when we come back on the Wisconsin Huddle.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Huddle.
Welcome back inside Cousin Subs here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banster with WISC TV. This is Jason Swarens, who just finished up one of the most decorated careers of any Wisconsin athlete ever. And let's jump right into that with this week's Gruber Law Office's Student Athlete Stories. So let's get to know you. You're from Terre Haute, Indiana.
Yep.
Why Wisconsin?
Well, my whole family grew up in Wisconsin. They grew up in Nakusa, which is about an hour 45 north of Madison. My grandpa played football here and did track here. My grandma was on the dance team. And then my aunt also ran track here. So I was a big Badger fan growing up. Watched the Badgers, Packers, Brewers, Bucks growing up. And then so once I started getting recruited by Dave, my coach now at Wisconsin, I took my visit, and he called me a couple days later, got the offer. I was like, yeah. I called him on the phone right when he offered. I was like, yeah, I'm going there. That's the spot. I actually hesitated. I was like, oh, I'll think about it. My mom gave me this look. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go there.
Yeah, right. Make everybody's life easier. Yeah. We mentioned he's the reigning Wisconsin Athletics Male Athlete of the Year, and there's a reason for that. As a senior, you won the Big Ten title, and leading into your senior year, you had finished 4th in the country, 3rd in the country in shot put, 2nd in the country, and you finish off the senior year just the way you wanted to. How did it end?
Well, so it was in Eugene, Oregon, is where they hosted outdoor national championships. And, you get 3 throws, and then they take the top 9 at that meet and go to finals. So after the first 3 throws, I was in first position. So that means I go last in the finals. And then on my last throw, I do the here we go clap and get the crowd going, take the throw. And usually when I throw, I take everyone grunts a little bit. But I screamed. I knew it was going to be good. When I saw where it landed, I got pretty hype after that. My whole family was there to watch. And I looked at my coaches, and I saw someone on my team hands in the air. They were ecstatic. And then I saw the mark, and that was the winning mark of the last throw. So
to end your career as a national champion, the very last throw that you throw as a Badger, a national title, what are the emotions like when that happens? And when do you know for sure, right? Because it just goes out there, you have a general idea. When do you know, that was the national title winner?
I mean, right when I released the ball, I knew it was a good throw, and then I knew I didn't foul it because, your foot touches the top of the ring or outside. That's a foul. It doesn't count. I looked at the judge, and he has the white flag up, which is good, and I scream and yell. I almost kicked a camera on my way out of the ring because I got a camera there. After I'm done screaming and yelling, I was like, oh, wait, I got to see what the mark is. And I saw the mark. It was 21-20 about, 69 feet high. And so I knew that was the winning mark. I knew it was going to take 21 meters to win. No one had thrown that yet at the competition, so that was the one.
We mentioned you're a Bucks fan, and I bring that up because I understand you got your inspiration or some inspiration from a very interesting source that makes a lot of sense in this state. Who was that?
Yeah, Giannis. There was an interview, I think after they lost in the playoffs one year. He talked about, failure is a part of sports. I feel like that's huge in throwing. I mean, every meet you're going against other people, but you're also competing against yourself. You're trying to get a new PB, a new best. Even in the weight room, you're trying to do your best. And those times you don't do it just help you. You learn from those. And so I take that with me day to day and into practice, into lifts. So, yeah, it's helpful advice from the Greek Freak.
The Greek Freak himself. Now, it takes a lot to get to that point. Some of that is eating, which we're going to do next on the Wisconsin Huddle.
You're watching Wisconsin Huddle.
Welcome back inside Cousin Subs, and clearly we've moved locations. It's really only about 10 feet because we're in the kitchen. Jason is going to make his favorite sandwich, which I hear is the club sandwich. Is that right?
Yep. It's got
Okay.
ham.
The hat looks good. The apron looks good. And Robin is going to help him maybe guide and walk through how the magic is made, right?
Yep. Let's do this.
Perfect. Let's get after it.
All right.
Okay, we got our bread here. You want
Yep.
to start out with some mayonnaise?
Can I sub that for mustard?
You absolutely
Let's
can.
do it. On the whole thing here. Oh wow, and there's a little extra on there.
So do you need a job? That was natural.
Was it? There we go.
All right, then we add a little bit of lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much, but just enough to give it that crunch and that flavor.
Mm-hmm. Spread that out.
Some provolone cheese.
Provolone.
It takes 2 slices.
2 of them. Alrighty, ham here.
We give them a little fold here so it makes the sandwich feel and look fuller.
Look at that folding technique.
Oh yeah. That's what I do with my ham sandwiches at home too. There we go.
Then you want to do 4 slices of turkey.
Jason, if you're making a sandwich for yourself at home, how many slices are we talking?
Probably like 4 or 5 at least.
I feel like I think 8 is a good region for me. You know?
Well, I'll probably do like 2 sandwiches at a time though.
Fair.
All right, then we move down here to the veggies.
Mm-hmm.
Usually do like a little bit of onions. Tomatoes.
Okay. Yep. I like onions. I like onions. So put a lot of. I don't like tomatoes though. Do some green peppers. Green peppers right on there.
Jason, you kind of mentioned it. What goes into the diet when you're training? Is it sandwiches
I mean,
part
a
of it?
lot of protein. So
Yeah.
at least. I mean, I try and hit 300 grams a day. It's really tough, but at least 200. So
Fair enough. Well, this will help.
250. Yeah,
This
this
will
will help
help.
a lot. Oregano. Yeah, that's good.
Then you gotta make sure you fold it right.
Okay.
Press down,
Yep.
over.
Alrighty, here we go. The press.
Look at that.
Bang. Beautiful.
Does that look delectable?
That looks delicious.
It does. It certainly does.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that not only is Jason a natural, but I've got to give a shout out to Robin, who is very much a natural.
The pro.
The pro's pro at doing the TV side of it as well. And for that, we very, very much thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we got to go finish out this show so that we can eat these by the time it's over. So we're going to send it a break really quick, maybe take one bite, and then we'll see you in just a minute.
You're watching Wisconsin Huddle.
Welcome back into Cousin Subs. I'm Andrew Banster here with Jason Swarens. And Jason, that was a whole lot of fun making that sandwich, but let's talk about some other foods. I want to put to the test how good of a chef you are outside of this Cousin Subs kitchen. What is your favorite meal to cook for yourself?
Okay. There's two things, because my favorite meal to just make at home is the Trader Joe's chicken teriyaki with their rice. But that's not necessarily cooking. So
Sure,
I would say
yeah.
I like to make, it's like, I cut up some potatoes and onions and put that in the oven for like 40 minutes or so, and then I take some peppers, cut those up, and some turkey sausage, and then I'll put that in the pan, warm it up a little bit, and then I'll mix it all together, kind of like a little Italian jumbo. I don't know. I don't have a name for it. You'll have to help me out.
Yeah, we should definitely come up with a name for it. While we think about that, though, let's send it over to some Wisconsin football players. Their season just came to an end, and they told us what their favorite meal to cook is.
Say I have a much different perspective because I'm married, so I go home every day with my wife, and if we're gonna have dinner, usually she likes to cook more because she works from home, which is awesome. I would say, because she makes like a crock pot meal that has like chicken, bacon, it's like a chicken bacon ranch sandwich that I love. That's my favorite thing she makes.
What all goes into it?
So we have a bunch of friends coming down for the game, so we just went and picked up the ingredients. So we'll get like these certain buns, sometimes we get like, actually our favorite thing to do is take the Stella's bread, like from the market. They sell it at fresh. We'll take the bun, we'll cut it in half, and then you've got like shredded chicken with like ranch seasoning over it with bacon and cheddar cheese, and then you just put it together, and like you can add hot sauce to it if you like hot sauce, or ranch. So that's my favorite thing.
Definitely a steak. I mean, I love having a steak. Probably make myself a steak at least once a week, especially during the season.
What kind of steak? How do you like it cooked? What kind of sides maybe?
I'm more of a sirloin guy. Try to not have as much fat, but then yeah, medium rare with a side of rice and then some type of vegetable, broccoli, beans, something like that.
I would say for myself, I always love making a steak or a salmon. I'm a pretty basic guy, just steak or salmon. I love cooking protein whenever I can. I feel like I mastered the steak in a way, so I would say that. And then my roommate, Daryl Peterson, he cooks a mean chicken Alfredo, so I would say I always look forward to that when he cooks it. It's always super good.
It's really good. Okay, I get stick of butter. The butter is the key, really. You gotta have a lot of butter. It's probably not the healthiest, but a lot of butter, minced garlic, heavy whipping cream, and Parmesan cheese. Mix it all together. We season it up too, get a little seasoning in it. And I like to put like a bag of spinach. Let the spinach cook down, simmer in it. I would say I grilled chicken, chop it up, put it in there, make my noodles. I like bow tie noodles. Rico likes bow tie, but sometimes we do penne. But that's kind of the gist of it.
And that makes us awfully hungry after hearing about all of those incredible meals. So we're going to take a quick break, maybe grab a bite to eat. And when we come back, we're going to test Jason's strength one more time.
You're watching Wisconsin Huddle.
Welcome back inside Cousin Subs here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banstra with Jason Swarens, who just finished one of the most decorated careers of any Wisconsin track and field athlete we've seen in quite some time. So we mentioned you just finished that career here as a Badger. What's next?
Yeah, so right now I'm still training post-collegiately here in Madison with my coach at the same facilities. I got 3 meets in the indoor season coming up, the last one being Indoor U.S. Championships. Top 2 at that meet go to Indoor Worlds in Poland. And then there's no Outdoor World Championships this year. That's like every odd year.
Okay.
But so in 2027, hopefully aiming for Outdoor World Championships, and then 28 LA Olympics is the goal.
Well, that's fantastic, and we're certainly going to be following your incredible career wherever it takes you. And it takes a lot of strength to be a good thrower, and for that, we're going to play a game we like to call the Swarens Strength Test. I'm going to tell you 5 different things that maybe aren't necessarily like lifting strength related, but maybe how hard it is to do these things and maybe how much it tests your patience. The first of which would be one trip or bust, as they say. You're coming home with all your groceries. Can you bring them back all in one trip if your cart was completely full?
Yeah, I guess that depends if it's plastic bags or paper bags.
Okay. What would you prefer?
Plastic bags are easier to carry.
Sure.
I usually get paper bags at Trader Joe's or wherever I go, but those tend to rip on me sometimes if you carry too many. You get
Feel
them
that?
awkward angles. You got if you get some Sprite or something, that adds to the difficulties. But I think most of the time when I was a kid growing up, my mom asked me to get the groceries out, try and do one trip.
Okay, so we'd say if 1 being the easiest, 10 being the hardest, that might be like a 1?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. This next one I would think would stray more towards the 10 side.
Okay.
I have to imagine a lot of people have asked you if you can lift a car. Maybe. Have people asked you that?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
There's been times where I'll see a tiny car on the street and
Sure.
I think I might be able to lift it, but you don't realize how heavy those are. So that'd probably be the hardest thing I would assume for me to do, I would assume, for this list I'm about to hear. So
I would think so.
10.
So probably
Yeah,
a 10.
a 10.
Okay. Fair enough. Now, this is very applicable right now because this past weekend, man, did we have some snow. Coming back from Thanksgiving, I'm tired, driving all day, get back, and boom, so much snow, so much shoveling snow. It takes some strength, some patience.
Yep.
Where would that land?
I would say that's probably like a 6.
Okay.
Because, it's not hard, but, it's so cold out, so you're layered up, and then you start moving around, you're getting sweaty.
Full transparency, I ate it when I was shoveling
I
the other
fell
day.
just on that road over there yesterday, so.
So you feel me. As somebody that lifts a lot, how about taking a light day seriously? So not lifting as much, maybe for reps. Where would you land on that?
I would say you're talking if we have to hit reps of 15 or something?
Yeah,
Oof.
and lighter weights.
Those are hard, I'm not going to lie. I would give that a 7. or
Okay,
8.
fair enough.
So, yeah, that's my muscles fatigue so fast. Once I get to 1 rep, that's tough. It's a fail.
How about waiting your turn at a meet? Because if I understand this correctly, there's a whole lot of waiting, and then you have your moment. How hard is that?
I'd say when I was a freshman, that would be a 10.
Okay.
But recently, I'd give that a 2 or 3.
Okay, what changed?
You got to realize at meets you can't control the officials or what the technical difficulties they have at a meet. And when I was a freshman, I was just I want to throw, let me throw. What's taking so long? Just mark it. Or it was a foul, just let me go in there. But now I just realized I can't control that, so it's got to be patience.
And speaking of patience, I don't have a whole lot left. I gotta eat that sandwich that you just made. So let's sign off with what we always do, breaking down the huddle on the Wisconsin Huddle. Is there a favorite way that you break down your huddle, or do you really have huddles on the...
We do at before Big Ten meets, we might say something like Badgers on 3. Let's do that.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. Bring it in.
Badgers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Badgers!
Thanks so much. We will see you next week. Jason, thank you.
Yep.